owner points from the 2021 season. Some of those charters have changed hands, so that means that Kurt Busch from Las Vegas, past series champion, is our first qualifier.
You see him slipping and sliding around. These are sticker tires that everybody's going to be on. He's going to have to get some temperature in them. The car, it's getting cool down here. The track's slick. You're going to see that first lap. Everybody's slipping, sliding around.
I think it's going to be a throwaway lap. I mean, I think the biggest thing is just making sure you can try to get as much heat as you can. The second lap is what's going to pay.
He certainly has his hands full, as you can see in that in-car camera right there.
1475 improving to a 1443.
Way off of what they were running in practice. Tells me that track is very slick, Tony.
Yeah, I think it's just got cold now. I mean, we've lost the sun, and they've only been on the track this morning one time. So to sit there and go, now we're running under the lights, it's all way different right now for them.
Two timed laps.
Right down the back.
The best of which is your qualifying time. Corey LaJoie, Concord, North Carolina. He was 14th in practice this morning.
Green flag.
Well, it's pretty obvious the second lap's going to be the best, but you can see right here, he's kind of staying on the racetrack. Seems to me like he's got a lot better grip, got some temperature built in those tires better than Kurt Busch. Everybody's going to learn from other people's mistakes as we go out through this qualifying session.
1452.
Checker, slow it down right to the pits. Turn it right in.
Proving to a 1432 on lap 2. Here's Regan Smith.
Joey Logano already in the race car. You are in the second group that's going to go out. Joey, talk to me about the importance of these laps because of the sequence this weekend with heat races, everything going on, and what your strategy is going to be.
Yeah, it's absolutely the most important part of the weekend. Things have been pretty challenging in the past. There'll be a lot of contact up there. The closer up front you can end up in qualifying is going to be key. And there's so many unknowns on top of that, right? New track, new car, never qualified these things before, and I'm not sure we'll be able to go as fast as we did in practice because it took 8 minutes to go fast. So I'm not sure what it's going to be like out there yet.
Good luck, Joey. Thanks.
Ryan Preece from Berlin, Connecticut. Tommy Baldwin calling the shots for Rick Ware Racing. Preece was 15th in practice.
Which was a really good effort for this team. You can see a lot of wheel lockup right here. Everybody's struggling to find grip in these race cars in only 2 laps.
These cars have a lot taller center of gravity, so that's why they're going to lean to the right more. It's going to make it a lot easier to slide to left front, which is what all the smoke's from.
And also cleaning the track up. I think you're only going to see cars get better and better.
Top of the chart for Preece, 1427. Ty Dillon from Welcome, North Carolina for Petty GMS. A new combination for 2022.
So, Tony, how can you get temperature in these tires? Obviously, that's what these guys are hunting for. In your opinion, how do you do that the fastest and the best way?
I think on that first lap, that's your warm-up lap, instead of just trying to go out and run a hard lap, I think you really have to saw back and forth on the wheel, trying to get heat in the tires, slip the rears, but cut back and forth on the steering wheel to get heat in the fronts.
Ty Dillon almost threw it away in turn 1 of lap 1, got way high up on the racetrack. This will be the money lap. .1453 for the younger of the Dillon brothers. Qualifying set up to run in groups of 9, 36 cars total. And here's the 51 for Greensboro's Cody Ware for Petty Ware Racing. Cody was 13th at practice.
There were some sleepers in practice that we didn't expect to see up toward the top half of the field or in the top 10. But Cody was one of those guys. He could lay a decent lap down here.
Now remember, every driver that takes time will compete in the heat races tomorrow. There are 2 last chance qualifier races. But for the Clash itself, only 23 starters. 13 of these drivers are headed home after the LCQs tomorrow.
Because of the difference in that format, Mike, you're going to see these guys. This is so important. Tony alluded to that before we came on right here. I can't tell you how hard it is to pass coming back from those heat races. Not a lot of time, like Tony said. Very important to have a good lap right here. You do not want to dig yourself out of a hole.
1447 for Cody Ware. Here's Larry McReynolds.
Yeah, Mike, I'm with Brian Patty, Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s crew chief. Brian, this track has changed dramatically, but I think it's all about the weather.
Yeah, it's cooling down really rapidly here. Track temps down. Tires had no heat in it. Took many laps, obviously, in practice to get going. So it's critical to get heat into all the tires and hopefully be balanced as well.
Well, that seems to be the general consensus down here. Crew chiefs pacing, wondering how in the world they can get heat in these tires for 2 laps.
Take a little of that flame from the top of the peristyle, maybe. BJ McLeod from Wauchula, Florida. Lee Leslie, the crew chief for Live Fast Racing.
It reminds me of Martinsville. Watching these guys do this, it reminds me that first lap in Martinsville, the thing is all over the place. You can't get it to hook up. It won't get in the corner, locks the brakes up, spins the tires up off.
Good first lap for McLeod. He's second quick. And he takes the top spot from Ryan Preece. How about that? Jamie.
Good job, buddy.
Hey, when that happens, you're standing there with the guy on top and he gets knocked down. How different is the racetrack from when you guys practiced earlier today?
A lot different, and I think it's going to get better as everybody runs and gets all the grease off it. So, but it's fun. I'm having a blast. And we'll see what we can do at least. Hopefully we can get on the bottom for the beginning of a heat race and drive our way forward.
Thanks, Ryan.
Here's A.J. Allmendinger from Los Gatos for Colleague Racing. New team in the Cup Series this year.
They figured something out on this car, Tony. That thing is really rolling around the corner. No wheel lockup. Seems like he's got a lot of grip.
Yeah, it looks in control and looks balanced. I think Brian Patty mentioned it. It's, you know, if you get too much heat in the rears, which you're not going to get too much in anything, but if you don't get enough heat in the front to match the rears or vice versa, it's going to change the balance of the race car and not drive as good.
I saw that coming. That was a big pickup. You could visually see that car getting through the corner better.
14:12 is the fast time for A.J. Allmendinger. Rookie Todd Gilliland from Sherrills Ford, North Carolina, for Front Row Motorsports, moves up from the Truck Series. 16th in practice today.
It looks like the last 3 or 4 cars in particular really seems like the track's settling in now and guys aren't locking the left front quite as bad and just look like the cars are more balanced right now. So I don't know if it just took a couple laps to get the track cleaned back off, but it does seem to be improving.
You notice they're not down on those rumble strips at all, though. I think they're all reluctant to get down there.
Turn in this time. Turn in right here.
Gilliland to 4th with a 14:30. And the final car to go in this first flight of 9 cars is Landon Castle from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Spire Motorsports only made 2 Cup starts since 2019, but he was 8th fastest in practice.
Yeah, definitely not necessarily somebody that we would have anticipated, but made great laps in practice, and each session got faster and faster. It seemed like the balance got better as they worked on it. So the 3 sessions that they had, I mean, it was interesting to watch guys that were fast out of the gate, that stayed fast, but also watch teams that really figured out in the small breaks that they had before their next set how they did make big improvements on their cars. Took full advantage of the rumble strips.
Landon Castle, a 14:47 to the top of the board, 14:05.
P1 14:05. Good job, buddy.
Landon Castle, A.J. Allmendinger, fastest so far.
It's 5 a.m. and I feel like I can do